All right, we'll go ahead and call us into session. Motion on the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the agenda as presented.
Got a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, Chantel.
Yes, Chantel Laulu with Indigent Services. The first case that I have for you this morning is case number 2022-0054. It's an application submitted for cremation expenses through Cornelson Funeral Home in the amount of $1,200. The application was submitted by the funeral home. All of the information was obtained from the state's website. The deceased was a 22-year-old male who lived by himself. He was a Bannock County resident, was not a veteran. With the information that we did obtain, it does appear that the deceased meets criteria to be eligible for assistance. We do recommend an approval. Bannock County does appear to be the last resource, and there is no responsible party available for repayment of this request at this time. The next case that I have for you is case number 2022-0056. It's an application submitted for cremation expenses through Wilkes Funeral Home in the amount of $1,200. The application was submitted by the funeral home. All of the information that we obtained was from the state's website. The deceased was a 60-year-old female who lived by herself at the time of her passing. She was a Bannock County resident, was not a veteran. With the information that we obtained, it does appear that the deceased meets criteria to be eligible for assistance. We recommend an approval. Bannock County does appear to be the last resource for payment of this request, and there is no responsible party for payment of this request at this time.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve case number 2022-0054 and 0056.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
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 The case I have for you is case number 2022-0052. It's a recommendation of a denial of this application pursuant to Idaho Code 31-3505A2. The spouse of the applicant contacted the indigent office and stated that they're not interested in applying for county assistance and requested to withdraw the application.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we deny case number 2022-0052.
Have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye. Are we working through all the ones that we have in suspension and everything? We need to go then with, we have till July 1st with the indigency levy and everything going away, so we need to make sure that...
Yes, and I spoke with the CAT fund. Is it July 1st of 2023? Is that accurate?
I believe so.
Okay.
But make sure. I was under the impression that indigency funds will not be levied next year.
Yes.
So that's why we need to have it cleaned up in the remaining funds that we have this year, because there's no more funds next year.
Yes, so I've been in contact with the hospital, and I have a list, and so I've been working through with them.
Okay.
And start pulling all of the ones that we do have out.
Because if we can have them done by September 30.
Yeah.
So, cool, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Chief O'Hearn, you want to come up?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we convene as the Board of Ambulance.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes unanimously.
Good morning, Commissioners.
You like how we do that? We just transform miraculously to the board.
Ryan O'Hearn, Bannock County Ambulance District. We're here before you today to request permission to apply for an Idaho EMS grant for a naloxone leave behind program. The grant is for up to $10,000. This is a grant that the state of Idaho has identified through the Department of Health and Welfare as a source of funding for agencies to stand up and oversee a naloxone leave behind program to help mitigate the opioid crisis. The duration of funding is until August 31st, but may be extended after that. And we have applied for $10,000, and that is for administrative oversight that would pay for wages and any overtime for us to develop policies and stand up this program and oversee it and report back to the Department of Health and Welfare.
Do you have any issues, anything in there that you would be concerned with, or things of that nature?
No, this seems like we've been working with Bannock County Sheriffs and Pocatello Police over the last 2 years to help identify and kind of quantify instances of overdose in our community. In the previous 365 days, we've had 93 documented cases that law enforcement and EMS have been involved in that are presumed opioid overdoses. 13 of those have been fatalities, so we feel like there is a need. I know that sometimes these programs, there are questions about them as to whether they're effective or whether they actually encourage drug use. The studies that we've read seem to indicate that that is not the case. And I would just comment that, we're seeing a lot of opioid-related overdoses, not just from illicit drug use, but from over-medication due to prescribed drug use and other chronic conditions, and also for people getting access to medications such as children that their parents may be prescribed. And so we think that this will be a benefit to the community.
So what exactly are those kits then?
So these are kits that include a naloxone administration, and I'm not clear on whether it's an intranasal injection that just aerosolizes or whether it's an intramuscular. I think there are both available. The kits actually are available right now through Department of Health and Welfare, and they aren't part of this grant. We can access those for free right now. It also includes a barrier mask for people to provide mouth-to-mouth resuscitation in the event of an overdose to prevent any kind of contamination.
So this is like a Narcan then? So if somebody ODs, this is what you would inject or give them to?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And it is a non-match.
Yep.
Yes.
There's-
We have our magic questions now answered. Mr. Chairman, I move that we would approve the naloxone leave behind program funding as requested.
We have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, passes unanimously.
You know, if they made it easier to say the names, it would probably be better for the company. I mean,
So talking about this, have you heard anything about the lawsuits that we had on the opioid monies we were supposed to get and stuff? I haven't heard anything about that for quite a while. Have you?
I have not, no.
I was
Through the
under
state.
I was under the understanding the state was going to get some money and they were going to make it available to EMS and other stuff that way.
That may be one of the
Well, it was
funding
supposed
sources.
to come to
for
us
this
and to
grant.
the health department, and then
Yeah.
a lot of it was supposed to be used towards this type of stuff.
I think Alan said that there had been a reward, but I'm not sure what the amount was. I'll have to check on it.
Okay.
Yeah, and
He
if
was
I
in a
hear
hurry
anything
for
on
us
that,
to
I'll pass
sign
it
stuff,
back
but-
to you guys.
Yeah. No, we'll get that. We'll
Thank
get that to you. I didn't get a chance to tell you, but congratulations, Chief.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm
I was
excited.
in Boise when that all went down. I had to go hang out for a week and help out with some stuff, and decided I don't want to go there for a long time. But yeah, good to have you here, and ambulances. Hopefully we. It's good to know that when they go screaming by that they're out there and they're busy. But I would really just hope that we didn't have to see them. But when we do, we know that we got them out there. So.
They are very busy, and I'm, sure that we'll be presenting you some numbers during our service level report for the budget that kind
Well,
of quantifies that a little bit.
We've had some pretty crazy accidents last,
have
I don't know what's going on with people driving down the wrong side of the freeway, other than
Yeah.
probably what's on board chemically, but,
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Yeah, last night on, I don't know, it was 96 or something.
Dude, there's been like 3 wrong way head-ons in the last, week. Yeah. Mr. Chairman, I move that we exit out of the Board of Ambulance, reconvene as Board of County Commissioners.
Have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Let's, going down here to the consent agenda. We have certificates for residency.
You're tracking Hal won't be here today.
Yeah.
Mike's coming.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we have minutes for March 31st, April 5th, and April 7th.
See, you brought a good pen this week.
And that's the whole thing. I put one in my coat. Oh. Fix it. It's one of those days. I just signed mine. Jason was talking to me. I just signed Jason's too. It's one of those things. Hey, you want to sign mine too? Here.
Here, let me initial where I crossed that.
Yeah, sign that, please.
That's pretty good.
That's funny.
That's
It's like, oh,
never mind.
Motion on the consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the consent agenda as presented.
We have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, passes unanimously. And we'll be at recess for a few minutes. We're not within our 15 minutes for you.
We're flying today.